So Multiversus hosted a major. I actually signed up for it and I went 0-2. I completely got wiped off the floor. I played my match, my first set. Realized that when you're playing offline compared to online, the game feels incredibly different. Who would have thought? I did not practice, or rather, me and my partner did not practice enough, and we ended up getting stomped and kind of rolled. I got an 0-2 to 0-2, both sets, and it sucked, and it was a very bad experience. But it really just shows you that even if you are in the top 5% and you yourself think like, okay, like at least I go like 1-2, the games will at least be competitive. If you yourself are now practicing for offline for multiverses, it's hard and it's a completely different game. You're not experiencing the same thing, and going 0-2 just brings you that experience and that aspect of like, man, that sucked. I luckily had the opportunity to be the very first commentator on stream, and a lot of people really appreciated me in on stream, and I really am happy that I got to see all those positive comments on Twitch and just seeing a lot of people being very happy for how we were presenting and what we were doing right there. After that, or rather, even before that, I was kind of losing interest in multiverses, not necessarily because I dislike the game or I hate the game, but not knowing how good you are because rank Q is not active or not at least available, even if it's just in the beta state, makes it really hard for you to feel like you're motivated to constantly keep grinding out the game over and over and over again when you're not necessarily playing to be a competitor, but you at least want to see your growth in some sense or fashion. And without that ability to play a ranked or competitive experience consistently, it's just very difficult. There are a lot of features coming to multiverses, such as guilds and shop, and ranked in itself is going to be coming out on October 25th, from what I understand. And that's all fun and games, but it's just not here right now. And the game's been out for a while now, and I haven't had that opportunity or that beauty of being able to feel like I'm competing for something. And the lack of value that my games feel or that they have in an unranked queue that does show me MMR doesn't necessarily make me feel the high that I would get, whether it be in a tournament or to be playing in person. One final thing that I wanted to say before the end of the video is Laysol is someone that has actually been leaking a lot of content for multiverses and is the one that actually told me that ranked is coming in October 25th. Has recently just said that he has been gotten banned from Warner Bros. While I love this game and while I enjoy it, I think it's weird that this guy is being routinely banned or routinely being put into this situation. I think having this person a little bit more associated to player first games, or at least doing something that could benefit the community and not necessarily just someone that Warner Bros. Dislikes or simply because of how they are releasing their content. And there's a lot of things that you see is currently banned or blocked on this account because some of this content does not belong to them, or some of this content is so early release that it's not reasonable for them to be showing it as early as they are. And for that reason, there are other multiverses leakers, other people that leak routinely, such as Susie. Multiverses Leaks is another person that also leaks a lot of multiverses content. But I'm sure, and I see a lot of the screenshots that are done with them and director of multiverses, and because of that I see that there is a lot of situations where are being avoided because Susie and maybe other leaguers are messaging Tony and asking for access and availability to be able to print this or post this, right? But there are certain things that are not allowed or should not be allowed to be on Twitter or to simply post at it. There's a lot of things that you do notice here and that are available. Multiverses is currently losing a lot of players every single week. As of right now, there's only about 4,000 people playing, with 153,000 people being the peak. The max amount that was playing Multiverses was 153,000, and of that, there is such a small percentage that is still playing this game actively. In reference, there is only about 2% of the player base that is still playing Multiverses from the peak. yes, you can say, okay, well, it was the all-time high. A lot of people love this game, and a lot of people are very excited. But even then, losing such a massive lead that you had in a lot of games like Brawlhalla just comes to show that the retention was still not there for multiverses. There's a lot of ways to go. Well, you see right here, Brawlhalla is still growing. Brawlhalla's been an upwards trend. Brawlhalla did not have that good of a start. The all-time peak for Brawlhalla is 34,000, but the active amount of players that are playing Brawlhalla as of right now is still a lot higher than multiverses. A lot of content creators and a lot of players believe that multiverses will eventually be bigger than Brawlhalla long term, and that Brawlhalla will always be limited to its growth. It's such a trend for people to be quitting right now, simply because as of right now, 23 hours ago, a Reddit post was even said, "Can we ban any I'm quitting posts?" Literally, who cares? It's so cringe. No one cares if you're quitting. It offers nothing to the sub. It comes across more so as a cry for help. Wish new accounts wouldn't make posts either. If I looked up Multiverses is Dead on Twitter itself, you see a lot of posts about it. There are a lot of people that are even simply commenting on the Multiverses accounts saying game is dead, and it's kind of a thing that you noticed when it came to Overwatch. There's just a lot of people who hate the experience that is happening, or think that there's simply nothing that is necessarily changing in the game, or nothing worth playing in the game. I think it is really engaging. I love this game. I really do. But as of right now, there's just not necessarily a reason to play it. As relatively someone that wants to play this casually and wants to play with friends, there's still not necessarily a proper access to play this at home with my friends on one computer and just say, like, let's set this up and let's play. And that is because there isn't a lot of control that we can use actively for all four of us to even be able to play on my own computer, right? Because there's so much control setups. The UI is so bad. It's just incredibly upsetting to even try to set up and to even bother, right? Why am I gonna have my PlayStation set up multiverses and have this whole difficulty of trying to get my friends to play it when I can just tell them, hey, you want to play some Smash Bros? It's really that difficult, to like get people to play something new when they've been, just trained to play this other game that they've just known their whole lives since they were children. I'm not sure where Multiverses is headed. I'm not sure if Multiverses will ever gain the following that it once had. I'm not sure if they could have released the game with even more characters and that in itself would have saved the game. I'm not sure if they were running out of funding and they needed to post or their game in beta and get those $100 from so many people just so that their game can continue being in development. I can tell you for a fact, so many people bought those $100 and are no longer playing the game, but those $100 from each person that bought the pack in the beginning, or the founders pack, is keeping this game alive and will keep this game alive for a while. I'm not sure how long we're going to have Multiverses in beta. Hopefully it's not for long. Hopefully the skin lines that they keep releasing is going to be as engaging as possible. This game can easily outlive so many other games and so many other platformers that we've seen constantly keep trying to invest into the scene. Nickelodeon's All-Star Brawl, for example, is utterly dead completely, and we're just hoping that that won't be the case for Multiverses. Other that, tell me what you think. Leave it in the comments. Drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and if you didn't, tell me why as well in the comments. Other than that, thank you for watching. Bye.